guys, I wanted to share my 2004 6.0. This is a 2500 light duty pickup. This is not an HG, so it's 373 gears and it has an auto box transfer case. So it is a little bit different than an HG. When we were setting out to buy a 6.0 for the family, I was honestly looking for an HG. And the prior owner, I asked him several times. He sent me the VIN number. VIN number came back light duty. That's weird. He was convinced that it was an HG. They do look very, very similar. The HG is going to have a 2-inch body lift, and it is going to look different. But he did fit 285 75 R16s on here. So when he said that to me, I was like, So it fit those. Well, they're BFGs. So I've talked about this before. If you want to play the bigger tire game, but avoid some rubbing, BFGs run small, so you can get a bigger tire that still is going to clear for you. And that little bit of running small really helps just get them to fit. But anyway, I knew that this truck was going to have some problems, and it was not perfect. I'd done a little bit to it, but it definitely had a little bit more problems than met the eye. It had this weird stumbling thing, and it ran extremely rich. It burned fuel like crazy, and there was just a lot of things about it that were red flags. However, my wife really liked it, and we went forward with buying it anyway. In hindsight, probably shouldn't have, but it was kind of a fun challenge. I wanted to share that challenge with you today. So last night I spent and the reason I'm showing the dash is I want you to see how it drives. Right now we're driving part throttle. The drivability of this truck has greatly improved. So I do have a little bit of background with 6.0s and tuning them and things like that. So I didn't really think I was going to have a hard time diagnosing and fixing it. Not that it gave me a hard time. I brought it to, there's some things that I don't want to do myself, and I also have been extremely busy taking care of stuff after my dad passed away. So I brought it to the local tire shop, which is of course also a mechanic shop. And as I'm going uphill right here, you notice how it didn't stumble? It just runs astronomically better. We're still not quite there yet, which is why I'm not beating on it, but the issue with this was there was no hard parts that were going to fix this problem. This truck was tuned by someone, and they did a piss poor job, and the place couldn't figure it out. So this is kind of a warning to you guys with buying used trucks. Is these days with HP tuners, anyone can have a laptop, and anyone can pay a couple $100s to have an HP tuner set up, and anyone can pay the $100 for the 2 tune credits required to unlock this beast, and you can do immeasurable damage if you don't know what you're doing. This truck was set up with a speed density tune. So basically what that means is the truck is not using the map to correct itself, and there's a couple other things that went along with it too, and I'll explain that here in a second. But in short, what that means is it was reliant entirely upon the VE table, and the VE table was a freaking joke. It was showing that the truck had 60-70% VE at 1200 RPM and basically at idle. So this thing was pig rich all the time because the ECU was telling it to be pig rich, and the O2 sensors weren't correcting it. And this truck does have a modern, it doesn't have an out turn signal. It has mirror mounted deals, and when they sap a little bit of power, it makes it think that the thing's out. I spent probably 6 hours tuning this, but it did a ton of different tune renditions. And first of all, I fixed it with the speed density tune, which I'm super proud of. I didn't film any of this because I am so far out of the saddle, it's ridiculous. First of all, it kind of tickled my fancy on tuning again. I haven't tuned anything in like 5 years plus. And I got the speed density tune to run really, really well. And then I decided to do a full or an entire rewrite with a MAF tune and get this thing running back. Basically, I conquered the problem by fixing it. And then I'm like, let's just fix it right. So we got a MAF tune on here now. It should run extremely well. I just filled the truck up. This is an older truck, guys. Keep in mind that. It is full all the way, but the needle doesn't show full because it's GM fuel sender problems. Don't worry about that. But I just filled the truck up. We'll see if this thing gets a little bit better fuel economy. No, it hasn't used that much fuel just in the 2 miles that I've gone. It almost was using that much fuel before. It has one remaining problem, I think. After all the diagnosis that my local mechanics did, and you know, they're not stupid guys. I figured let them have the first crack before I go hog wild, and it turned out I needed to go hog wild. There's no fixing a bad tune, and there's no fixing running a speed density tune when the truck should be running on MAP. And I'm going slow because honestly, I'm just enjoying making a video for you guys and talking and whatever. So I got the MAF tune in here. I made some changes, got all the torque controls off, got all the traction control. There's no nothing. This thing will zing the tires right up to 120 mile an hour if you want to, which is great because when you get stuck, you don't want to have the thing limit you to 30 miles an hour. You need to clean the tires, especially if the truck has KO3s on it. You're going to need to clean them. The last thing I need to do, and I haven't done it yet because GMs can be super picky about this, is I haven't changed the tire size yet. You got to get both calculations correct, and if not, it'll throw a code and get all mad. I haven't changed tire size yet, so we're about 5 under right now, so we're doing 53 or so. So, let's see here. So I got the tune working right, and the last thing to fix is and I was up really late last night, so if I'm stumbling and sounding stupid, that's why. I was up till like 2 a.m. working on this thing last night. I am convinced that it still has a purge valve issue. And the purge valve is something very important. It can be basically an unchecked vacuum leak is what it results into. Besides letting vapor in when it shouldn't be letting vapor in and making the engine go rich, it becomes an unchecked vacuum leak, and then the engine has to compensate with more fuel. So that is the last thing I think this truck needs. I did put an S&B colder intake because the S&B colder intake, or the junk intake that was on this thing before was junk. And so that needed to be thrown into the garbage can. And I put a new MAF on because the little connector plug for the MAF was broken off. So you're basically on hopes and dreams with the MAF. Now, the funny part was the truck wasn't running on the MAF anyway. But, so we have a tune in here that runs pretty good. I'm just letting it warm up. We're supposed to get a terrible ice storm here in about 6 hours. So I just got some fuel, and we're not gonna be too crazy because I got a ton of fuel behind me. Wheel this puppy around. These Chevys have the turning radius of a hippopotami, and this is very slippery out here still. So we're definitely not gonna be too crazy because it is rather slick out here. This is like half throttle. And again, we have an unchecked vacuum leak, so. So half throttle, nothing crazy. I think that it is definitely running pretty good. I haven't really done too much with the trans yet. I did pull out that first gear. It's something that I like to do. No, the engine doesn't make a ton of horsepower up at 6,000 compared to, say, 5,200. But the thing is, it makes more horsepower at 6,000 than it does at 3,400 RPM. So what I do is I pull out first gear up to 6,000 on first, because the drop to second then hits right in the meat of the torque band, as opposed to dropping below the torque band if you shifted at like 55 or 54 like they would normally be. I think they shift stock at 52, and we definitely don't want to have that. That's just leaving a whole bunch of power on the table. So yeah, we got to check that purge valve situation, but I think we're going to have this thing running extremely well here really quick. It already runs good. It's very happy with speed control. It's not hunting around like it was before because it wasn't making any torque because the engine was so pig rich. It just was fouling plugs and being horribly unhappy. So I think that we've gotten a lot of this problem negated now, thanks to the HP tuner. So it's kind of a word to the wise, or a word to the warning here, that even someone I'm rather versed in this stuff. I mean, I was able to fix it on my own, but I didn't catch it when I purchased the truck. I don't think the prior owner knew what the problem was. He was throwing parts at this thing. It had a new throttle body, a new throttle position sensor, and I ended up putting new O2s in it, and a new MAF and a colder intake, like I said, because I knew that those were things that I wanted to have when I tuned it, to have a good O2 setup. But I think that the purge valve is something that it shouldn't throw a code unless it's really, really rich. But it is, the long-term fuel trims are getting a little high, which would imply that the engine has an air leak. So I think that it's implying to me that that's the problem. The other thing is at idle, it still smells a little vapory, which again is common with purge valve. I just filled the truck up and it never stumbled once. So I will say that maybe it's working, but it's sticking. I don't know. Most of my experience with purge valves has been on smaller engines. And when you dump a bunch of vapor into a smaller engine by accident, they tend to be very unhappy. They'll stall, or they'll have a hard time starting after you start the engine, or after you fill the tank up and you go start the engine, they'll not start. Or they'll crank. You hear someone at the gas pump that just filled up gas and the engine just sitting there crank, 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 crank. Well, first of all, you can hold it wide open and that should clear it. Get a little extra air coming in there and it should clear out that vapor, and then it'll start for you. Second of all, you kind of got to rely on the engine to do its own thing, because it's not, other than holding it wide open, as long as the throttle blades let you do it, there's not really too much you can do. But anyway, so I'm pretty happy with where we're at. The engine sounds good. I'll shut up for a minute. So that was about, like I said, probably, oh shit. That was a police officer. Thankfully, because I was only doing a half throttle pull, it wasn't too obvious. But, and thankfully because of the tint, he probably didn't see that I was filming. So, note to self, this is why I've always wanted to get an engine or a chassis dyno, is I don't want to tune on the road anymore. We hit a cow one time when I was younger. A cow ran out in front of us. It wasn't our fault. I mean, it was definitely nothing we could do about it, but that hurt, and I felt bad for the cow, even though it was stupid and ran out in front of us. And, you know, I felt bad for the truck that we heavily totaled on a cow, which was my buddy's dad's truck that we were tuning for him. So we left there with a perfect truck, clean, rust-free, that was slower than dog crap. And then it came, or it was made very fast, and then we totaled it. So be very careful doing these things. Some of the things that you have to do when you're tuning are not exactly what the law wants you to do with your time on the road. So be very careful with this stuff and pay attention and all that good stuff. But anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day and a great New Year's. I didn't make any videos for Christmas and whatever, and I was really happy to see that my views declined, because that means that my people, you guys, are spending time with your families and doing Christmas stuff, and I'm so happy to see that, because it makes me happy, because family is so important, and this is the time of year to be thankful for your family and all that good stuff. So take care, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. A little conversation about 6.0. I think we've got this thing working properly again, and I think that we're going to be off to the races and be much happier going forward. Take care all, and have a wonderful day.